What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down to you how to become an elite baseball player and ultimately achieve your goals of playing in college and playing professional baseball. So this is how to become a college pro baseball player, a blueprint to dominating on the field and getting to the next level. First of all, who is this video for? This is only for serious baseball players who want to live the life of an elite baseball player, right? So before we waste each other's time, if this is you, keep watching. If it's not, then you can scroll on and get to another video. So who is this not for? This is not for the casual baseball player who only just want to play for fun. You know, kudos to you if you're playing baseball for fun. It is for everybody. It is for fun. But this video specifically is for the ones who want to get to the next level and who want to be elite. So who am I? Right. My name is Bradley Roberto. I am a current professional baseball player. I play for the Tri-City Valley Cats in the Frontier League, which is independent ball. In college, I went to Franklin Pierce University. I batted .340 career batting average. I won an East Region championship, made it to the College World Series, and an NE10 championship, which was our conference championship. And in high school, won a CAF championship, and in Little League, won a Little League World Series championship in 2009. So a little bit more about my story. I had 0 offers out of high school. I had nothing, not even JUCO. So I walked on to Franklin Pierce University. I got cut my freshman year, made the team my sophomore year. So I was role player, kind of off the bench guy. I had Tommy John my 3rd year. And finally, after all of that, I led the league in hitting my 4th and 5th year. So I know a little bit about the trials and errors and adversity and some things that you may have gone through because I've gone through it all. Post-college, even after hitting .340, leading the league in hitting for 2 years, I go undrafted and unsigned. That was back in 2019. And here comes 2020. I signed to a COVID league in the Frontier League, a Frontier League COVID league. So that year, the Frontier League had split up into a bunch of mini leagues during COVID so everyone could play baseball, right? And that was a good way for me to get into the indie ball scene and kind of get my foot in the door. So I do well there. Again, I'm a bench player, a role player. And then following year, I'm supposed to sign, but I get injured right before the season starts. So 21 and in 22, same thing. Right before the season starts, I get an injury again. Both throwing injuries. So finally, after 22, I take a whole season off to get my body right, get my money right, kind of just set myself up for the next year to play a full 2023. And I did, but I went unsigned. Went to all these free agent leagues, free agent camps, workouts, you name it, go unsigned. So running back for 2024, finally I signed with Tri-City in 2024. So during all that, I gained a lot of coaching experience, so of the time of training, rehabbing, doing stuff, I had to work. I had to make money. So I really got into coaching. I first started with Southwestern College, which is a local junior college in my hometown. Really good one, actually. So I got to be there a whole fall, got to work with all the college guys, outfielders, the hitters, everything, ran lessons out of there. And then after that, I get to Cutter Nation, which is a baseball facility in San Diego, mainly a pitcher's facility. And I got to build the hitting program and face all their pitchers. So my time at Cutter Nation, I learned how to become a better hitter by facing all these pitchers that they had. And I got to teach hundreds of others to do the same thing. Here are some testimonials from some of the guys that I coached throughout the years. This first one up top in the white, this was a kid who was on JV. He was bench player, batting 8th and 9th. And after a couple months of training with me at Cutter Nation, he led his league in every single offensive category, hit .429, only struck out once the whole season, and basically was the 3rd hitter. So best hitter on the team. This one is a funny story. I bet a kid who was worried about making the team in high school. And I think it was his freshman year, making the freshman or JV team. But anyway, he was worried about it. I told him, he was working out full-time, training with us. I told him, don't worry, you're going to step onto that field and you are going to be the best hitter, or you're going to be the best player there. And so he shows up to tryouts. He comes back, tells me, I go, how'd it go? He goes, yeah, I'm the best player there. So I made a bet with him to make the team. It was for a hat. It was he had to make the team, start on opening day, and get 2 hits. And come opening day, started at short, hit third, and the first at bat, he got hit in the head. And then he got 2 singles and a walk. So he got the hat. This one is from a friend of mine. He's actually a minor leaguer with the Twins, and he got to work with me for 2 years. And he finally, after working with me, finally had a season hitting double-digit homers. And he learned a lot about not only his swing, but his mentality, which is one of the big things that we actually worked on with him. A couple more. If you want to read these, you can pause the video and read them through. But one of them was a kid who never played baseball. He was young and he was super unathletic, very baby deerish. A couple years later, he's a dog. He's going to be an elite player. So I'm excited to see him. This one by down here is also one of my favorites because he was a very athletic kid, very strong, very good swing, but his character and his mentality were terrible. So those are the things I focused on with him, and he grew into a way better person. He was pleasant to be around, and he ended up committing to a college. All right, let's get down to it now. You know who I am, my background, and my story. I've nailed down becoming an elite baseball player to 3 simple things. One is you have to be a freak athlete. You have to be the best athlete on the field, if not the league, and there are ways to do that. 2 is you got to have elite mechanics. This is what your swing looks like, what your throwing motion looks like, the way you run. You have to, and the way you feel the ball. You have to look good. You have to look fluid. And having elite mechanics is how you translate the athleticism and gives you the best chance to put up numbers. And lastly, 3 is you have to have a supercharged brain. Not only do you have to have confidence, discipline, deal with adversity, right? Having a supercharged brain means that it works really well and it works really fast. You have to be able to make right decisions. You have to be able to be coordinated in your movements, and you have to be able to process information really fast and the right way so that you can actually perform on the field. And that's really one of the missing pieces that a lot of people have when it comes to baseball training and mentality training. So let's go through these one by one. Freak athlete, right? This can be measured, and then this can be very objective, at least in the baseball world, right? You have to run fast, right? 60-yard dash. 6.5 seconds and under is considered like really fast. College, you might get away with a 6.7, right? But if you want to be in pro ball and you're a speed guy, right, running a 6.5 and under means objectively that you are fast. Nobody can argue that. Yes, there's 6.2, 6.3s, and those are elite, but 6.5 and under, you are fast, right? You have to throw hard, right? Either whether it's your pull down from the outfield or your infield throw. You want to be 90 plus for college. You know, you can probably get away 85 to college, but 90, if you get 90 plus for college, you throw hard objectively. Same thing. If you throw 95 plus in the pro world, you objectively throw hard. Nobody can argue that. And so you have to hit the ball far. Exit velo distance, 100 plus mile an hour, over 400 feet, right? Those are objective measurements. And you want to take it one step further, hit the ball far backside, right? Because everyone can pull the ball and hit homers. But if you do it backside, way more impressive, way more objective. And lastly is that you have to stay healthy, right? You can do all these things right here, but if you're injured and can't be on the field, then none of it matters. So being part of a freak athlete is staying healthy. Elite mechanics. This is your game time skills, whether it's your swing, your throwing motion, the way you feel the ball, right? These are your skill training, and this is the actual performance on the field, right? So one thing you absolutely have to do, and I know people kind of say stats don't matter, but you have to put up numbers, right? If you say you bat 200 in high school, right? Do you think college people are going to want you? Probably not. Even though it's high school, you know, it probably doesn't tell the full story, but you can easily find high school players, plenty of high school players that bat 300, 350, 400. Same thing in college, right? If you bat 200 to 250, going to be very difficult for you to get to the next level, So if you put up numbers in high school, you got to put up numbers in college when you get to the pro world. These are like prerequisites. And then having the things like character and the way you carry yourself, those are the things that separate the people who have good numbers and have good metrics. That kind of goes into our supercharged brain part, right? Same thing. You have to be able to make the right decisions. Having a better brain means hand-eye coordination, right? And then you kind of get into the emotional part of it, right? Your brain controls your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. And so the way you can improve on all these things is by working out your brain, learning about psychology, and training your brain to work faster so that as the game speeds up, you can slow down and put things together on the field. All right, so now we're going to go into how to train like an elite baseball player. It's like, how can we improve on those three things? Right. Number one is you got to be in the weight room, right? But it's not working out like a bodybuilder to look good. You have to work to move better and move faster. And there are plenty of ways to do that. You have to strengthen the positions that baseball calls for and with the movement patterns that baseball calls for. So that way you can actually translate what you're doing in the weight room to the field. Right. Next is you have to dial in your swing, right? That should be a given, right? You should be practicing more than your competition, but not just more, but practicing better. And you do that by making practice harder. One of the things I say is like, do you think hitting off the tee or hitting front toss is going to help you hit off pitchers who throw 105 miles an hour with run, cut, slider, curveball, changeup, right? Tee and front toss is great, but it only gets you so far. As baseball players, as elite ball players, we have to find a way to make practice harder in the game. And that's with machines, at bats, simulated bats, all kinds of different things you can do. These last three is where you can really gain an advantage if you're doing them because the majority of the competition is not. So you have to train your brain. That's a big one for me. When I got cut in college, I didn't do anything different in the weight room or with my swing. But one thing I added was that I started reading books. I dove way deep into the sports psychology world, and I learned how your brain works, why it works, and how to practically apply it to the game time, my training routines, off the field, right? So while everyone in college was partying and, playing video games and socializing, yeah, I did a little bit of that too. But I was able to sit in my room and read books and feel like I was getting better and getting ahead of my competition. So big one is reading. Last two is you got to recover and eat like a pro, right? You can gain an edge on your competition if you recover faster, right? So you train hard, you play hard, that beats your body up. If you can recover better, do things off the field to get your body ready for the next day faster, you will be able to train harder, play harder, perform better, and do more than your competition. And then same thing with eating like a pro. If you need to gain weight as fast as you can, good weight as fast as you can to get your body looking like a big league body. And if you're on the fattier side, then you have to lean out, right? So you don't have extra body fat hindering your movements or slowing you down, right? You need to look like a pro. So if you made it this far into the video, you're probably thinking, I already do a lot of these already. Probably don't read, let's be honest. But I already train, I recover, I do all these things. So if you're thinking that, ask yourself these questions. Am I as good as I want to be right now? Right? Do you know how to get to where you want to be? And what is your biggest obstacle getting there? Now, unless you're a big leaguer, right, already, and you make a bunch of money and you are where you need to be, which most of us are not, right? Did you know that there's a way to speed up the process, right, and getting to where you want? So no matter what your answers were, unless they were, I'm good, I'm where I want to be, I'm living the dream, there's a way to get to where you want faster, right? And that's from getting help from a mentor that's been where you're trying to go. So me, my personal life, I've gone a lot of coaching in my life, and it has always been worth it because there are people who are better than you and they can teach you how to get better faster, right? So I spend money on hitting coaching, mental training, business training, strength training, and speed training, right? And it has been worth every single penny because I've learned so much in a way better time that it would have been very difficult for me to do things on our own. Really, nobody can really do things on their own. We all need help, and there are people who are doing what we want to do who are willing to help. So if you made it this far and you're looking for help to reach your goals, book a call today. On that call, we will discuss what your specific needs are and what you're currently doing, what your situation is, where you're trying to get to. All of this so we can create a plan of action to get to your goals as fast as we can. Right? And some of you are probably thinking, remote training doesn't really work, or I don't know how it works. But with remote training, you will get the same information as in-person lessons, right? I literally tell people the same adjustments, or not the same adjustments, but the same information, but the mode or the vehicle for communication is just different, right? It might be over a Zoom call, it might be over a text, might be in a live video that I send you to, whether it's throwing, hitting, strength training, whatever it is. But remote training, you will have more communication, right? So instead of one in-person lesson a week and then we send you on your way, I will give you an action plan of things to do every single day, and you can communicate every single day on adjustments on how you can get better, what you need to do. That comes with more accountability. And when you do things every day with the guidance, communication, accountability, you will get to where you want to go faster, right? You could also access it from wherever you want, so you don't have to drive or do anything. You could just access from your phone, from computer, wherever. And this can be less expensive in the long run. So instead of paying for lessons every single day, you can pay for a monthly or 3-month plan and get coached every single day and guided the whole way through it. So with my program specifically, you will get video breakdowns and feedback to make your adjustments, right? And so the more you communicate, the more video you send me, the more you will get coached, right? And so you can make your adjustments every single day, right? You'll get a custom hitting and throwing plan to dial in your swing, hit the ball harder, more consistently, off of live pitching. That's the biggest thing for me, right? You can do it in front toss or BP, but at the end of the day, we have to be able to hit off a pitcher that's trying to get us out, right? You will get a throwing plan, right, to get your arm stronger, make sure it stays healthy, and that way you can light up the radar gun, make more plays, whether you're a catcher, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs to throw. Everybody needs to throw hard, and everyone needs to throw healthy. You will also get a custom strength training plan to help you in the weight room, move faster, move better, get your 60 time down, get your velos up, get your arm stronger, and stay healthy, which is the biggest one, stay healthy. You will get weekly one-on-one calls and constant communication from me. That way we can talk about what you're going through, talk about what you need to do and what adjustments you need to make, talk about how you're feeling, and we can use those calls to work on whatever we need and just consult you on your mentality, make sure your brain training is going well, your brain's working well, and we're doing everything right, and we're on the wrong track. So if you're ready to accelerate your results, book a call today, use the link below in the description, and let's get after it. I'm here to help, want to help you. Let's do it.